Hi, my name is Denis Myasnikov, and I will be covering the introduction to the software failure which we'll be talking about today, as well as the issues which it has caused.
Hi, my name is Connor Jones, and I will be talking about how this problem occurred and the mechanics behind it.
Hi, my name is Ayub Mandoon, and I will be covering how Rogers failed to adhere to the general ethics principles labeled in the ACM Code of Ethics, as well as concluding the video.
Hi, my name is Mikey Connor, and I will be talking about the professional responsibilities that Rogers failed to uphold.
Hi, my name is Kevin Zhang, and I'll be talking about professional leadership principles and how leadership from the higher ups at Rogers played a major role in worsening the effects of the outage.
On July of 2022, one of Canada's largest companies, responsible for telecommunications by the name Rogers Communications, experienced a network outage which resulted in the disruptions of internet and phone services for millions of Canadians. The cause of this outage was just a minor error in the update of their software, which affected the core of their network equipment, which was responsible for controlling traffic and maintaining connectivity. This issue shed light on how vulnerable these large centralized systems are, even though they're being used by millions for services that are essential to our modern day-to-day lives, like communication, banking, and even emergency response systems. This outage has affected millions of people across Canada, including many businesses, as they were unable to process any virtual payments. Many Canadians were left without access to the internet or any way to contact those close to them due to losing the ability to call on their phones. Even emergency services, such as 911, were not functioning during this outage, which was a serious safety concern for those affected. Services such as insurance, healthcare, and institutions for financials, which required constant connection to the internet as well as the ability to make phone calls, were greatly affected. This incident has made Rogers think of and create recovery protocols on top of further refining and improving the network's stability and reliability.
This outage occurred during Rogers' 7-step update process to their core network. During this process, someone deleted the access control list policy filter, what controls what goes where from the distribution routers. This led to a tidal wave of connections pouring through the distribution routers into the core routers. The core routers were rated for around 10,000 connections with the filter in place. However, without it, a single distribution router released around 900,000 connections into the core routers. Because the system also had no form of overload protection, which would have restricted it to only the amount of connections it could handle, the system crashed.
Prior to this incident, industry norms dictated that planned changes to primary infrastructure should be reviewed by professionals before being made. However, Rogers had left the danger assessment of removing their core network filter to a poorly configured algorithm, which classified the change as low risk. And due to the classification, Rogers decided to forego professional review. This negligence was a violation of the ACM General Ethical Principles, more specifically, Section 1.2, which states that companies should follow best practice and minimize the possibility of harming others. Yet Rogers' actions were quite the opposite, establishing this as one of the many ACM Code of Ethics principles they failed to adhere to.
In addition to violating general ethical principles, Rogers also managed to fail some of their professional responsibilities. To be specific, we found that they violated points 2.1, 2.5, and 2.9 of the ACM Code of Ethics. Their system was not up to the quality that is supposed to be upheld according to ACM, as the faulty update that was pushed out caused cascading failure through the whole system. This suggests a lack of quality assurance, which violates 2.1. They also lacked thorough enough evaluation of their system to plan for a catastrophic event such as this. This violates point 2.5. And finally, the fact that a single system failure caused everything else to fail as well shows a lack of redundancy and backup plans, which violates 2.9. Overall, Rogers failed at their professional responsibilities by failing to catch the issue with their update, and a lack of backup plans and ability to recover only cements that.
Leaders at Rogers are expected to prioritize the public good in the decision during the outage, especially when their services are core to societal functioning. They could have created backup systems or ensured redundancies. This would have helped prevent disruption and demonstrated a commitment to upholding service continuity for the welfare of society. Leadership at Rogers present a clear neglect for the good of society they were meant to support. Many users had mistrust in Rogers, but this incident strengthened those feelings. Leadership at Rogers could have displayed a higher standard of competence by demonstrating proper communication with the public, as well as proving they would reflect on the incident and provide a better resource to the public, but they did not do either.
In conclusion, Rogers' multiple failures, including, but not limited to, a lack of redundancies in their systems, a severe lack of scrutiny while making changes, their slow response to solve the situation, and their lack of communication with the public, violated numerous ACM Code of Ethics principles and should serve as a stern reminder of why these principles exist and should be followed.